You know what was weird? Was that 2 nights ago, like we were having another one of our prayer meetings, family and that, and it was pretty good, It's kind of tradition. But then, like 2 nights ago, uh, Sarah prayed something weird, like it was like for things to be exposed, and then like not to be vengeful, and then like it just seemed weird. Like she prayed that, and like for things to be exposed, no vengeful to be exposed and everything. Like it just seemed like it just seemed weird to me. Like it just seemed like something was off. Like everything is peaceful, but then like until that prayer, it just seemed weird. And I think like the day or so before that, I think like I think like sometime last week or something, like we were talking like after another family prayer meeting. Now this was like probably like a few days before Sarah's weird prayer 2 nights ago. Um, like Sarah and them, they were just talking about whatever school and sports and I think cheerleading or I don't know or soccer, I don't know, some sort of extracurricular activity. and then like certain like she said something about like she said a phrase like um well when we're nonchalant we use nonchalant to cover up alter ego or something like that, or like well or some people pretend to be nonchalant to cover alter egos. And it was like, and then there was like a collective agreement among the three, among Sarah, Rachel, and Hannah. And to me, that I thought that was just weird. Also, it's like, um, or we're just, or we're actually nonchalant because we're actually chill like that and don't have multiple personalities. So I don't have any alter egos or borderline personality disorders. I don't have bipolar disorder. I don't have multiple personality disorder or anything like that. I don't have symptoms of stuff like that. Obviously, not some weirdo. So, I think now that I look back on that, it's like a conspiracy. I feel like that's literally like conspiracy zone. I don't it just seems weird to me. Like, why would you just randomly say that? I mean, like, are you paranoid or something like that? I mean, I don't know what the deal is. And then, like, last night, you know, um, like, me and mom were talking about, like, getting a suit and that for a particular job and that. But anyway, like, mom was saying how, like, a suit, like, I was saying, like, we were talking about, like, we should get a suit, in the morning. And then mom's like, well, a tuxedo, I'm like, I mean, dress suit, tuxedo, suit, like, same thing. It's the same thing. And then Rachel's like, well, actually, there's a difference. It's like, bro, like, what? How is a suit and a tuxedo different? That's like saying, I mean, they look the same thing. A tuxedo is literally just like a nicer version of the suit. I mean, it's not that different. Not really. That's like saying how a sweatshirt and a padded shirt is like different. It's like what? It's like not really. Like a sweatshirt is basically like a padded shirt but with a hoodie. It's about the same thing, really. I mean, like a suit and a tuxedo is actually different. It's like, what? No, it is not. No, it is not. It literally looks the same. There's like, I get it. I know. There are different types of suits. A tuxedo is just a different type of suit. But then, long story short, anyway, we were just talking about that, and then I was saying like, like it's just the same thing, really. Like I was like tuxedo, suit, dress, outfit, whatever. Just as long as we get shopping for that, that's what matters. And then Rachel's like, "Don't be disrespectful to your mom." I'm like, "I'm not." You know, I just I'm not being disrespectful to mom because I'm not like shaming her. I'm not like belittling her or putting her down or anything like that. You know, I mean, I was like, I'm not, and then she's like, whatever, and it's like, well, actually, I'm not though. I'm not being disrespectful. Like, Rachel was like, well, whatever, and then like, typical teenager vibes, and then like, I was like, well, well, I'm actually not being disrespectful. So, and you can say whatever you want. You could say, oh, whatever, like you can say that. You can say whatever as many times as you want, but I'm not disrespectful. So I'm not like that at all. And she's like, well, I know, well, that's my opinion. And then I said, okay, well, agree, disagree. But then, like, then she was like talking fast, and she was like, well, I was just saying my opinion, like, at that point, she wasn't adding anything else to the discussion at that point. Like, all she wanted to do was just have the final say in the argument. That doesn't mean you're right, by the way, but I noticed that was her method, just by the way how she was talking and how she was talking fast, how it was quick and jabby, and just like that, just I mean, like it just was very immature. I mean, even though like you were just doing that just so you can have the final say of the argument. Admit it. You probably won't admit it and never will because well, because you have an ego to uphold. Don't talk to me about alter egos. But like seriously, that I just thought that was very immature on her part. But like, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, she does have a point though. I mean, yeah, she's entitled to her opinion. Everyone is. But like, I'm allowed to have my opinion too. So don't act like I'm not entitled either to my opinion. So, but I mean, like, it just seemed immature on her part being jabby like that. It's like, well, that's my opinion. Like, and then how she just wanted to have the final say in the argument. Like that's, I was just like, I was just like thinking in my head, you're being a dork, Rach. This is very dorky, But like, whatever. As a as a historical person once said, don't interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. So I kind of just like let her say whatever, at the end. And basically, how she ended the whole discussion was like, well, well, that's my opinion. Well, that's my opinion. Like, even though she already said that, you know, that was out, like, she said, well, that was my opinion. And I'm like, yeah, well, agree or disagree. And then she's like, yeah, well, that's my opinion. Like, and like, that's how she ended it. I mean, that was pretty stupid. I mean, like, you, you don't have nothing to, you don't have nothing to add to the conversation. All you're doing is just talking super fast and witty and jabby, just so you can have the just like super fast and like try to discredit me and then like try to end it, and say whatever, whatever. It's like no, it's not whatever. I'm not being disrespectful. That's the truth. Well, whatever, bro. No, it is not whatever. It's the truth. So whether you like it or not. I mean, well, I said my opinion. Yeah, well, I'm allowed to say my opinion too, aren't I? So So then let me have my opinion as well. I mean, well, that's my opinion anyway. I mean, like, dude, you're just doing that just to have the final say in the argument. Like, you're not even right here. You know, all you want to do is just win the argument and then have the final say in it. That's why you were talking like how you were. And I noticed that, by the way, too, so I'm not stupid. I already knew that was your tactic, you know, so. But in retrospect, I think it shows lack of maturity. Now, this has nothing to do with age or anything like that, but I'm just saying how I think it just seemed kind of rude. It seemed kind of like a behavior of a brat. Uh, it just seemed immature, you know. And that, I think, in short, that kind of makes her look stupid, I think. So, not like it's rational or anything, which it isn't. No rationality behind it, no logic, you know, just to get at me and then like just try to win the argument by having the final say in it. And then not having any further substantial reasoning to back that up, so nothing further to add to the discussion. So it was pretty much of a lackluster tactic. That's a loser move. But you know what? Whatever. Not my problem.